let's get to work.
Okay.
Hi folks, I'm Bally.
I'm Mark.
We're at the Smash Factory in London, Ontario. I'm spinning drivers around doing tricks. This is our custom fittings. Let's just start it over again. Jesus Christ. Take two is always better than take one.
Okay.
Okay. We're at the Smash Factory in London, Ontario. This is our custom fitting studio. We're continuing our driver fitting series. Today we're doing Titleist.
Yep.
We're going to be testing the two most popular heads from Titleist, TSI 3 and TSI 2.
Absolutely, yeah. So a little higher launching in the 2, a little different shape. The 3 is more of a compact shape. It definitely has a different feel as well. So we'll see what's going to work best for Matt. We've got 3 of the most popular shafts from the stock options in Titleist. So that's again RDX Smoke, the black, and then we've got the 10C white, and then the 10C blue here. So we're going to see what's going to work best for Matt, and hopefully one of these ends up in his bag for 2022.
Hopefully I don't hurt myself in the process.
All righty, thanks guys.
Let's do it.
We're going to start with TSI 2 here, right? So again, we're comparing TSI 2, TSI 3. This is the 9-degree TSI 2. We've got a couple different options in loft here. This is the 10C blue. So again, we've tried this with other products, but again, not every shaft kind of changes over when you do change into a different head. Sometimes it does feel a little bit different, and we'll kind of test that here today. Good swing. Good ball speed.
That came off surprisingly good for a first pass.
That was very good.
Yeah.
So almost 270 carry, 162 ball speed, 300 total.
I hit it on the club face too, which is good.
Did. Efficiency was almost perfect. So Smash Factor 149.
I like the name drop, Mark. Way to advertise for us, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously. Again, we know that this isn't the fastest he's been in his lifetime, but he's very consistent. 109, 110, or 110.
Feeling a bit sluggish today, but
yeah. Good shape though, again, 2 feet of curvature left. It didn't go left, it kind of started where you wanted to and ended up where you wanted to. So good first swing there.
Okay.
Let's see numero 2. Okay, so that was dead off the heel.
Yeah, so wow, that was really bad.
Okay, it's just a heel strike. So yeah, not worried about that one. Let's see one more here.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Give me one more.
That was Uggo.
Good swing. So that launched a touch lower. Should be pretty straight though. Okay, so a little open face there.
Okay.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, good strike. So
yeah,
again,
I hit in the
smash pretty good there, 148. Spin very consistent. The last one was 25 as well, so 2408 versus 2517
so
there.
Essentially the same.
Pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Interesting. How does it look and feel?
The head, I don't love the shape of the head. It looks a little triangular, if anything, a little pointy at the back. So
you got another option with the 3. It's definitely not that shape at all. Definitely a big difference here. So let's just see.
And I would say, of all the brands, I think Titleist has the most drastic difference between the two head shapes.
That's probably a fair point. I think some of the other ones,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have different options.
Yeah.
Very true. So I'm going to keep you in this head for one more shot. I know, again, we don't like that shape, but
that's fine.
Let's try that. So that's the 11-degree turn down. It's a little bit flat. It's a little lower loft, so it's at 10 1/4.
Okay, so let's run through what you've done here. So we were hitting the 9-degree standard.
Yes.
Now we've gone to the 11-degree. De-lofted it to help open the face.
Yes, and then also it sits about a degree flat there
Which
as well.
is, so flatten it as well. So again, flatter lie angle. Essentially, it means the toe will sit more down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, and it should help kind of keep that ball flight out to the right for Matt, or start lines at least, and keep the strike location out of the heel and more towards the center of the face here.
You're tagged, you ready for me to send it here?
All set, C1, let's see it.
Okay.
Good swing.
Yeah, so that adjustment definitely makes it fit my eye a bit better.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, that didn't suck at all, actually.
Very good, very good. So again, it's curving a fraction left, but 7 feet, right? So outside, you really wouldn't see that curvature. We can't even see where it's down.
I caught that just a hair inside, which will make me turn it over. So that's, again, that's...
And I look at that and think, okay, if that's true, you've got very, very good efficiency out of that. Carry was very good. Your launch was up a little bit from the last one too, and ball speed was retained or even higher there. So very, very good first swing with that one.
Okay.
Let's see one more. So
okay. I thought we were just done.
No, yeah, you got to give me one more here just to make sure. It's a good swing though.
Yeah, it's funny too because this goes to show what a mental midget I am, but when you flatten it, I don't notice how pointy the
Okay. Yeah. So the
the back edge is. The shape just kind of looks a little different.
Yeah. So you're probably more focused on the lead edge than the back,
maybe that's what
back
it is.
edge here could be.
You know me, I'm always focused. I need a haircut.
Let's see one more.
Okay.
You got it. Okay. So
High
that's a
right.
little bit of a block. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't get through it.
Yeah.
That's a go, but at least it's not going left. That was
true. I mean, you got a little out of sorts there, out of sequence.
Yeah, that would be the one that I would say like no engineering on the planet can fix that.
Okay.
It was just we've all had shots where we go, ugh, that was a spaz out.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Okay,
That's the one that I would just remove.
Again, I was going to say, and there's a good example too, is like, you don't want to have too many of these because then you know that, okay, obviously you're going to see that on the golf course, but Matt's made lots of swings today, and if that's going to be the one that we don't keep, that's totally okay.
Yeah, that one was just a...
Yeah, you're allowed to miss one. Right?
bad
That's
swing.
all right. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. All right, let's see one more like that. Not the last one, but the
the
prior
one before?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see it. Okay, so a little low.
Yeah, a little
there,
low on the
start line.
face and very...
Okay. All right, let's see here.
I could somewhat make this work, but I'd be making it work. I don't think it's a love connection.
Okay, good to know. So again, keep this head for just a moment, but we're gonna go run through a couple different shafts. So we're gonna go to the little bit stiffer, a little bit heavier Tennessee white here in the 11 degree TSI 2. So we know Matt from prior videos has hit the RDX quite well. So that's
felt pretty good. It's a very nice stock option.
Good, yeah, for sure it is. Definitely one of the better options out there. So
especially because the drivers are not cheap, so it's nice that they're offering higher quality shafts as stock options.
Absolutely. It's cool to see too because Bubba Watson, obviously you know that he's been playing the same driver shaft for a long period of time and with good success. He has now moved into the RDX. So that probably 15 years later.
I think they're going to make him a pink one though.
I think they might make him a pink one. They wouldn't make you a pink one though, unfortunately, but.
Do you think if I win the Masters once, they'll make me a pink one?
I think you might have some pull then. Yeah, that might.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, that might work. All right, so this is Tennessee white. So this is something I've played in my past. This is 65X. So we'll see how Matt gets along.
Yeah, definitely more weight, more stable.
Yeah, much more mass in this one as well. So. Okay, that had a different sound to it.
Yeah,
still gonna go a little
shaft
right.
definitely doesn't kick as much.
Yeah, a little less curvature. It started more right, spun a little bit on you, but strike was good.
So that one I towed, but I felt like it didn't gear. You know, sometimes when you tow it, you catch it here and you kind of feel the face fling.
Yeah.
This shaft is very stiff. It almost just kind of holds it off.
Yeah, it looked exactly like what we saw there, right? Or it felt like what we saw.
Yeah.
Again, good number. So like for that one too, path was a little right, face is a little bit open. Matt hit down on it 1 degree, so that's where some of that spin is coming from, and obviously that right shape. But let's see one more here, because that seemed like a pretty decent result.
Yeah, I got away with it. It's also, today's one of the days where my body ain't moving so hot.
Yeah, that's all right.
But that's golf.
Yeah.
You're gonna have days where you just don't move so well.
Fortunately, yeah, not every day you show up feeling like $1 million. So it's nice to have something that even on your off days, you're still gonna be able to play well. Because I think like for any of us too, if we're swinging really, really well, there's a lot of things that we can hit, right? Like there's a lot of 5 different drivers that you could play that probably will work for you if you're swinging perfectly. But we want to know that the misses are geared towards what your misses are going to be like, right? So
I can give you plenty of those today.
Okay, good. Well, that was good because that was a toe strike, you said, but the efficiency was still very, very good. So we retained ball speed, and we still got it out there about 290. Let's see, one more here. Much higher launch there.
Yeah, just
not going to cut. Yeah.
Again,
Not terrible.
That's not awful, right? Like it's on the golf course, but it's not awesome.
No, it's not perfect. And I think
The shaft feels like a bit much for me.
little right and then a little left. Okay, good. So well, on that note, let's go to the RDX. So
Yeah.
let's see. You've always said this about this shaft though too, right? I mean, I played it for a period of time in the 3, and you definitely always felt like it was a little too stout. So
I've never really timed it very well.
yeah, I think your sequencing gets off a little bit. So that's all right. So let's try RDX. Same setting. We're going to keep it in the same place right now. I see no reason to change if you like the look of that. All right.
And I guess actually this is something to note. We're showing all the shots. You may see some videos out there where sometimes they have a shot counter and it's shot 1 and then shot 8, and we're trying to mix in the good, the bad, and the everything else that I kind of throw at you in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're all human. Like we don't get paid to hit these things. The guys on tour even miss them, but this is real. I'm trying. I'm just not that good.
No, and I think it's important to note too is like, for me as a fitter, I'm almost more interested in what the bad ones do, right? Because we know that, let's say 1 out of 5 or 6 shots, we just hit driver perfect, dead nuts, right on the screws. So, and I think for the higher handicaps, that happens less often, right? So it's nice to see that, you know what, it might not be maxed out at 310 for your club head speed, but at least it's still playable.
Yeah, if I'm slapping it around the golf course, those are the days where you talk about it and you go, you know, I didn't hit it great, but I got a lot out of it. It's because you missed it, but you missed it in play.
Absolutely.
And then you leaned on your wedge play and your putter and
some putts
quick raking 4-footers and things like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That saves a lot of strokes there with
Club Pro
5-foot
guy is
gimmies.
actually the best at teaching that. And Scott K, he's very good at that too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we've got the RDX black in here, something we know that's worked in the past. So we're going to keep this TSI 2 head one more time here, and then we're going to
your tag, we're ready to rip?
Yeah, all set. That was lovely. Lovely strike there. Okay, so
now we're talking. That's, I mean, it's spun, but it's it's more stable.
Great shape, yeah. Ball speed was good.
Yeah.
Swing looked like the swing that you normally make.
Yeah.
Launch was good.
Yeah.
And again, that's where like not a lot of people are immune to strike location spin results, right? So that's one thing to talk about too, is like, even if Matt was the lowest spinning guy on the entire planet, if he caught it a little bit out of the bottom or even a little bit on the heel, he's going to spin it, right? So we're all going to do that. So that's where it's important to note that just because a driver spins once out of a bunch doesn't mean that it's not going to be a low spin driver for you. Yep. So, all right, so we've got this tee up a little bit higher, so we're going to try and launch this a little higher, maybe get that strike
I was actually going to say
location.
that I'm going to change it up on you and tee it just a bit higher.
I don't mind that. So par 5, little downwind.
Yeah, this is actually probably normal tee height for most people. This feels like it's tee ball for me.
Exactly,
but
look like a long drive pro at that tee height.
Until I hit it, and then you realize I am not a long drive pro.
They might fly it a little further than you.
A little bit. Okay.
All right, so let's see that nice high launcher. Lovely.
So that felt like a little high on the face, yeah. And
Interesting.
it wasn't perfect, but again, it's kind of like, okay, what happens if I tee it higher? Frankly, I don't hit it much better.
No, and I think, but that was interesting. So like, I love the launch conditions there. I don't love this number. So you were robbed about 15 yards of distance, right? So with spin. So that could just be a coincidence, but it's happened twice in a row now. So we're definitely going to keep that in mind. But I do want you to try one last one with this guy.
Trying to tire me out, man?
I sure am. I know.
I'm not an athlete like you. All right.
Peak physical condition. All right,
I made lobster last night, actually.
Oh yeah?
It wasn't bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the family ate it. Nobody got sick.
Well, that's always the first goal.
Yep.
It was edible, and no one got sick. So
a lot of butter.
Moving a little slow today. All right. Let's see one more here. So I love those last 2 shapes. I think if we can get that spin rate down, we're going to be in a good spot here. God, that launch condition was perfect. That's the highest I've seen you launch it ever. But it's just too, it's, again,
there is something not
face
loving
is
me
just staying
here.
open. Yeah. So
the funny thing is the shaft feels okay, but I don't know. I'm just, it feels.
No, on that note, it's a good point because we're gonna go to the 3. I mean, I think like head shape wise, in theory, this is a little higher launching and a little bit more forgiving, but I think you're going to get away with playing the 3 here. I think it's going to fit your eye a little bit better, and I think we should be able to eliminate those high kind of balloony ones. So Let's just see if we can't.
I mean, again, putting a positive spin on it, obviously that's I'll go, but if I do hit a bad one, I want it to go right instead of left.
No, and that's,
that goes left, I'm in my pocket.
Yeah,
I've set up on the right side of the tee block, cutting it off the left side. So at least that's like it's right rough and it's a lot shorter, but I can find it.
for sure. And that's where I think it's one of those drives that, like, again, still playable. You're not thrilled with it, and you're not going to be gaining shots off the tee, but at least you're not hopefully losing shots.
Yeah,
there.
well, if no one's looking too, I just kind of give it a little.
Yeah, and then it doesn't really matter. So no, but it's good to see, and I think it's important to note too is, like, you're going to have really good days with no matter what driver you get fit with. You're going to have poorer days, right? But we want those poorer days to still be manageable and better than what you came in here before.
You're seeing one of the poorer days.
Yes, and that's okay, and let's showcase that. So again, let's just hear your thoughts on the shape of this head versus the
much
two.
more comfortable.
Okay.
More pear-shaped, deeper face. So deeper being, shallow, deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. Very
traditional.
Titleist is very traditional.
Yeah. So again, we'll see. So we've paired this with the same shaft as what we had in the 2, Hazardous RDX, and let's just see how this feels for Matt today here. Let's see it. That sounded really good.
Yeah, that had some smack.
That is your fastest ball speed. So again, it's still just shooting a little right, but let me grab that for a moment. I'm just gonna move the weight a little bit.
Okay.
Let me grab that here. So again, TSI 3 versus 2 has adjustable weights with a sliding weight track, right? So that's where you got a little bit more maneuverability with that, included with the hosel setting. So we've got the hosel setting set a little flat, a little bit open, and obviously a little bit less loft, but I'm just
You can open it up and then hide the draw or the less fade bias with the weight, because I'm not going to see
Exactly. So we're going to move that weight kind of into the heel section. So H1 here. Again, I'm not too, tell me if I'm wrong, but that shape isn't terrible. 56 feet of curvature. We know the good ones for you are probably 10 yards, so about 30 feet.
Yeah.
So that was just, if we can cut that in half, then we're going to have a pretty happy medium here. So let's try one more here. So this is weight in H1.
See, so what I like is that you've made this more draw bias, but it looks, I don't notice. It looks the same. It's not like I pick it up and I feel something very different.
Absolutely. That's part of it. And that's where, when you're fitting someone too, you need to take that player's kind of eye into account and what they're going to like, because you're not going to fit them into something that they're not going to like the look of. It's just not going to happen. So, all right, let's try one more here. Okay, so that was
I just
low
necked
on the face.
it. Yeah, just a bad swing.
Yeah.
Bad swing, really good result.
Good result. Yeah. No, I look at that and I think, yeah, again, you lost some ball speed, you lost some distance with too much spin there, but again, pretty darn good. 19 feet of curvature, so you know that you're going to be down the right center of the fairway in play. Let's try one more here. Let's see it. Sounded really solid.
Yeah, that was hit pretty good.
Seems a little open.
Whoa!
Yeah, seems a little open there. All right, let's see one more. I want to make one more adjustment. We're going to try a couple more. Yeah, so your windows are great. We just need to control that face angle.
Yeah, it literally is hitting the same spot on the screen every time, and it just faces wide open.
Yeah, so I mean, I like and if we can just get that face a little more close. So again, this is sitting open, so it is down a little bit. So let's go, without closing the face too much on you, we're gonna go back to just a standard A1 setting here and see if we can't kind of square that face up a little bit. The nice thing about a driver like this too is if, let's say you're overcutting it and you've got the weight in the heel, well, when you stop overcutting it, you can make that adjustment on the fly.
Yeah.
Course,
so
right?
so when I do get my head out of my ass, it's not like if you buy a driver, this is what you're stuck with.
You're not stuck. Yeah.
There's some small tweaks that can be made.
Exactly, and
that
that's
make big differences.
Yeah, and that's where I would give the edge for Matt in this situation. Or obviously, I'm not hitting it great. Would be something that has adjustability, right? Because if we fit him for a bonded TSI 2 with a little bit of hosel adjustments, he doesn't have as much room to play with, right? So this just gives him a little bit more option, and hopefully, once he kind of figures it out, then he's going to have a really, really good option for him. So, all right. So let me tag this real quick.
Yeah. Do your thing, man.
This is A1 now. And this is 10 degrees. A1, 10 degrees.
I'm not sure what you've changed. It looks the same. So.
Yeah, it's nothing really different.
Okay.
It's a little less open, a little less flat.
Okay.
But it's also
yeah. So it doesn't. It looks okay.
good.
To me.
That's good to know. So, okay. All right, let's do one more here. Let's see how those results are. Okay, so that started a touch more left.
Yeah, that was left. Yeah. Oh, that was better.
Very good. Yeah, so literally like 2 to 3 inches more left on the center of the screen there, and you got that proper shape, right? So that was gorgeous. Again, good efficiency. You hit up on it a couple of degrees. Happy spin window at 2,500 there.
Can we call the spin window a spindo?
Yeah, a spindo. We just coined it right now.
Yeah, TrackMan's gonna have to pay me for that.
Yeah. But again, I think that's where it's cool to see, because we know that you're going to be not a higher spin player, but you need a little bit more spin to keep that golf ball in the air if he's launching it at 9 to 10, 10 and a half. So that was a perfect number there. Very playable, 297 yards, 271 on the fly. So very, very good delivery.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, in my perfect world, you know, when I'm swinging well and hitting it on the club face, 275, 276 is like really good carry for me, and that's like what we talked about playing offense. Generally, the trouble's around that area, and I can carry a lot.
No, I totally agree. And I think for the golf course that you play at too, and that's always something to take into account, is like, where do I play, right? I might hit a lot of 3-woods at my home course, but I don't at Matt's home course, right? So that's where I need kind of a different option and set up in my bag. And if you're going to be playing the golf course that you're a member at most often, it's not a bad idea to take that into account and go, hey, you know what, that bunker on 5 is 280, and if I can carry it, if it's a little downwind, carry it just over it, maybe a little downhill, then I've got a chance at eagle, or I've got a chance at an easy birdie, right? So it's important to take note of those things as well. So, all right, let's see another one just like that one. That was really, really good. Didn't quite sound the same, but it was good.
Maybe I necked it a bit, but we're on to something. We're finding the golf course. It's coming out
better.
Okay, yeah.
This still, again, little open there, but I know just wasn't your best strike.
Yeah, I'm just not really feeling it. But
the cool thing though is like it didn't sound the same, but your efficiency was still pretty darn good. So
I'm
these drivers are very, and people talk about forgiveness, right? Obviously, forgiveness can be ball speeds across the face, retention. It can be directionally, but I think with what Titleist has done a very good job with these drivers this year is that ball speed retention.
Yeah.
Right, and a very traditional looking titanium face as well, and it still maintains those ball speeds very well on a slight miss hit, right? So
yeah, there were a lot of people. You know, there used to be I'm not good enough to play Titleist.
Yeah.
Their gear's come a long way where you don't have to be a scratch golfer to be able to get their stuff.
No, and I think that's how they marketed for a long time. And now with 4 different options, obviously we've got the 2 most popular here today. There's something that really can potentially fit everybody, right? So lots of options.
I'm going to give you some speed here and really try and show off, because so far it's not been impressive.
Might as well swing hard if you're going to hit it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Let's see it. That sounded really good. Lovely. You should just swing like that all the time. That was awesome. Really,
Thanks,
really good.
coach.
Yeah, no, that was very, very good. So again, there's our windows, right? So if we look at everything else that we've tried, like again, very consistent, but too much open face.
Yeah.
So once we corrected for that, you're still making the same swing, but we're getting a lot better results, right? We saw one that spun up on us a little bit, which again, if we take that little guy out, we can see there's probably some pretty good launch mechanics as well. 9.5.
Winner.
Yeah, again, that's where you're comfortable with that shaft's worked for you in the past as well.
Yeah, it feels good in the hands.
Yeah, and I think what it does is it continues to give you the same delivery, right? Whether you're feeling perfect today or not, your numbers have been very tight with path, with swing plane, with all those things. So yeah, it's nice to see that you're getting the shape that you want, and obviously down the line too is if you do start to turn that over a little bit, you've got options of popping that weight into the toe section, and kind of neutralizing that ball flight a little bit. But well done, really good.
Okay, I was doubtful that we were going to find it with the way I was hitting it, but
hey, 270 carry, 300.
Yeah, no, that's offense, right? And if I start moving a little better, those numbers just increase, which is nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you've got a ceiling to kind of reach for. So that's good. Well
Success.
done. Awesome.
All right. Well, success.
Yeah, that was great. You did a good job. You did a good job.
It was looking ugly for a while.
Yeah.
And then you made I don't even know what tweaks you made, but long story short, trust your fitter, because I was hitting it all over the map, and then we finally did dial it in, so that's good.
No, and I think, I mean, I knew in theory, like, this shape for Matt, I know it doesn't really fit his eye. For a lot of players, though, and very good players, it does fit their eyes.
Yeah,
right?
So a lot of guys on tour play it.
A lot of guys, and it's, again, a little bit more forgiving, a little more weight back. So if you are a lower launcher of the golf ball, it is something that can help you kind of kick that up.
And in theory, this should fit me.
Yes.
Yet,
you're an anomaly.
yeah, I'm a wacko, and I look at it and just freak out. And then we went to the other head,
Yeah.
which theoretically shouldn't fit me, and it was.
And again,
we did find it.
That's where you can't fit it on a piece of paper, right? I really wish we could say, oh, well, this shaft and this head would be perfect for you, but it doesn't always play out that way, and 90% of the time it doesn't. So that's where we've seen some success with the RDX, a great option from Titleist as a stock option, and obviously with it paired with the TSI 3, we got Matt hitting that nice little bullet cut that was going about 300 yards. So not swinging his best today, but that's where it's nice to kind of fine-tune something and dial him into something and make sure that he can play this even when he's really feeling great.
Yeah, I gave you the best I had.
Yeah, you sure did. No, and I can't complain. You did a good job. So.
All right, good stuff. So, questions at smashfactory.ca. Mark or I will get back to you.
Absolutely.
Ideas, questions, stuff you want to test. We've got all sorts of stuff lined up.
Yep.
We're going to be doing some instructional stuff, some speed tips, some things like that as well coming soon.
Yeah, and if
lots of cool toys
for sure. And I think if there's something that you guys prefer seeing too, right? Like we love doing these gear videos and we love fitting Matt for drivers. And but if there's something that you really want to look at, maybe it's a fairway wood or maybe it's a set of irons, right? We can always kind of put that into the agenda and hopefully do something that you're going to like too. So any ideas, please reach out and we'll try and get back to it as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
See you soon.